This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Like our fridge isn't working, our aircon isn't working.
So we submitted it 6 weeks ago and they're only up to applications middle of April. I think we're honestly starting to just regret this whole van build. I just think so many of you, we're letting you guys down.
Hi, we're Stephen and Jess, and over the summer we've been working around the clock to build our very own home on wheels. Back in April we finally finished, packed up the van and were eagerly ready to explore Australia, until we were hit with a little roadblock.
We found out we needed to wait for the correct licenses to come in.
At the same time, the New Zealand travel bubble opened and we decided to take little Hunter on her first international trip, spending 3 weeks road tripping the South Island.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Australia. Welcome back inside Cooper the van, fully expecting the views from that side window to be the Aussie outback. Instead, it's still my parents' front yard.
Yep, it has been officially 6 weeks and we are still waiting for our roadworthy certificate.
Welcome to the Department of Transport. This call may be recorded for training purposes. Please advise our consultants if you do not wish to have your call recorded. Please listen carefully as the menu options have changed. Please listen to the following 5 options. For calls regarding changes to the provisional license process, please press 1. For all
Hi Janet, how you doing today?
Thanks, how can I help?
About 6 weeks ago, I submitted some documentation for an engineering certificate.
April?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm just going to put you on hold for a moment, okay?
So we submitted it 6 weeks ago and they're only up to applications, middle of April. It's now 4th of June. Okay.
So if you're new around here, this here is the legendary seat. We got this for Hunter because she did need somewhere to sit. And we found out here in Australia the rules are that if you get a seat put into a car or a van, you need to go and get an engineering certificate to make it all legal. And the department told us this would take 2 weeks. I don't think you can ever believe them.
So the last time you guys actually saw us, we were back in New Zealand celebrating Jesse's birthday, about to head back to Christchurch to catch our flight home to Cooper. So it's actually been 16 days since back in Perth we sent away our paperwork to get our van fully licensed and roadworthy, and so glad we just decided to extend our time here in New Zealand because couldn't have pictured a better place to be waiting in a queue for some government documents to arrive.
So over the years, I've made kind of like a little list on Airbnb of all my dream places that I would love to stay. And one of them is called Alpine Cubes. It's here in New Zealand and we are finally going to stay here. Hunter's already excited because yes, it has a hot tub.
So first thing you notice when you walk into this tiny home, which sleeps 6 people by the way, is the living room doesn't have a flat screen TV. Instead, you have this floor-to-ceiling window, and that's going to be our entertainment for the night.
So the cabin also has a fully equipped kitchen. It has a dishwasher, fridge, stovetop, and I've noticed they have left us some champagne. This is something we've never seen in a tiny cabin before. Normally it is for 2 people, normally a couple. But this place has a full separate room over here with 4 bunk beds.
I know immediately you're probably all thinking, a big family in here. Well, Hunter would be excited for that. But these are like full-size adult bunk beds. You just get all your friends together. You guys can just have a big old party in here. Have you shotgunned this bed? Alright, Jess, I've shotgunned this one then.
And then on this end of the cabin is the bathroom and the main bedroom. And look at the window against the bed.
I'm so dramatic when I'm lonely, 'cause I won't give a penny for my love.
Alrighty, this time decided to read the manual when it comes to the hot tubs. I think I've learned my lesson from the last one. But how cool is this spot? It is a hot tub exclusively run by fire. We need to chop the wood, we need to prepare the kindle, We need to make sure that this keeps running to keep the temperatures up. Honestly, some people might think it's work. I just think it's part of the experience. I've honestly never seen one of these. I think it's a kindling cracker, they call it. Of course, being novices from Australia, we just don't have these things. I think this helps makes it into smaller pieces so that it's better for the fire. Works pretty good. And the bit I was confused, where does the firewood go? That's where I went and read the manual. There's a plug in here. Oh. The fire's just in there. This almost cauldron-sized hot tub. I don't know how many liters of water is in here, but you need to give it a good old stir to make sure everything warms up nice and evenly.
Tell me again, what makes a good man? Is he free of blood on his hands? Does he only say what anyone can? Is he clean lines and Puritan? Sometimes I feel like
Stephen has gone to put Hunter to bed and the sun is setting and this place is so beautiful. It is so quiet. They also say that this area is a dark zone, which means that when the sun is completely set, the stars here are meant to be amazing, and luckily for us, there's only a little bit of cloud, so I think this is going to be such a nice night. And seeing as it's basically our final night here in New Zealand, we've decided to pop the champagne.
Yes? Oh, we can't make a Cooper the Van special. I don't have the ginger beer here.
Yes. Is this a cork or is it a screw top?
That was so anticlimactic.
Oh dear. Okay, well, it was a screw top.
Cheers.
Cheers, Steve.
To a pretty cool New Zealand trip you planned, like, what, the day before we were going to leave? Cheers, Bobs.
Where's the helicopter? Good girl! The helicopter! Even though we are here a few weeks later without a certificate, unable to leave, looking back we are still so thankful we got to travel over to New Zealand and for once not having to worry or stress about the van. Our final days were actually super special as we got to catch up with our good friends Dane and Stacey, who flew down to Christchurch to meet baby Hunter. We spent the day having some good coffee and went out to see some animals.
Oh, no, Jess!
Yeah, she actually probably does need.
It's the goose's leg! Before making the trek back home.
We just wanted to say a massive thank you to Squarespace for their continued support of our channel and for making our little New Zealand getaway possible. So if you are new around here, Squarespace is the amazing all-in-one platform where you can easily put together a website or blog. Over our time in New Zealand, we took so many photographs, so having a website where you can easily put them on, share them with your friends and family is amazing, and it's so simple with Squarespace's award-winning website designs. Plus, if you get stuck, you don't know how to build websites, they have 24/7 award-winning support. So if you are interested in getting your own website or domain, I have a discount code linked below for 10% off your first purchase, plus there is a free trial in there as well. Make sure you check out the link in the description below. Now, let's head back to the video. And now we're back in the van, stressing about the van.
So I don't know if we are one of those people that believe in fate or that things happen for a reason, but today is one of those days where I think we might believe in that because we've been having all these issues with the power in our van. It is always running out. And we just found out that our inverter has been recalled and our inverter has stopped working, which means that if we had left, we possibly could have been in the middle of the Aussie outback with no power. Like our fridge isn't working, our aircon isn't working, and I think we actually might have to go back to RV Solutions and get a brand new inverter. So, was the certificate late because they knew in the universe that our inverter was going to break.
So we headed down to Rockingham. We said hi to Andy. So now that you're not working on the van, you're just a chef here, right? Started working on the inverter, and whilst we were there, we thought we'd actually do a couple of modifications to the van. Oh, it honestly almost feels surreal being back here with the van, and we just decided that since we're waiting around, twiddling our thumbs for the engineering certificate to come in, we might as well do a little bit of modifications to the van. I know you're probably thinking, already? You haven't really even lived in it. Well, a couple of things. The first one is that, you know, the couple of nights we are in front of my parents' house living in the van, we just wanted to make sure we were as off-grid as possible. We're doing some research. Let's look at popping in a DC-DC. So this kind of little extra device is going to hook up our battery, which powers the entire house. It's then going to connect up to the actual car battery. This means when we are driving, we can charge up our battery inside our home, so we can just be as off-grid as possible, especially on a day like today where there's not much sunshine. At least we can charge it up while we're driving around. Alrighty, so the second kind of little modification we wanted to do with the van while we're just waiting around is we're actually doing it because of you guys. You saw our moving in vlog, and quite a few of you pointed out that we didn't have kind of any breathing holes in the bed, which I think we just kind of weren't thinking about it at the time when we were doing the bed. So thank you so much for pointing that out. So what I'm going to do is drill some holes into our bed just to let our mattress breathe a little bit, so we don't have any moisture buildup over time. While Maddie's working on the DC-DC, I'm going to drill some holes. Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Probably Going to Kill Myself. Let's give this a shot.
Yeah, that's it, mate, and just go a bit more speed on the trigger.
Hey! Sweet. Drilled some holes in there. Thanks so much for you guys' advice. Really do appreciate it. That should let the mattress breathe super nicely. And then Maddie has pretty much finished connecting up the DC-DC. So he's plugged the solar directly into it. And then he's also connected it to the battery and to the fuse box so that it's not going to kill our car battery at the same time of us using it. Currently just fixing that up, diagnosing it, and getting it all nice and working. I think just the whole process has been so frustrating. The only way I can explain it is you're given a brand new toy for Christmas and you're not allowed to play with it. And then you're not even given a date on when you can play with it. And I'm sure it's been just as equally frustrating for you guys as well. You've been on this whole journey building Cooper the van with us. I think 250,000 people watched us move into this van, ready to hit the road. And then the next week we had to leave the van. I just think so many of you, like, we're letting you guys down. You tune in every week to kind of escape and hang out with us, which we appreciate so much. But trying to think positive thoughts going forward.
My fingers and toes crossed. Please, everyone, put your fingers crossed for us, because hopefully the next time you see us, we are driving out in our new home. But next week we have a very cute video because Hunter just turned 1, had a little celebration, and
definitely want to check out that one. Plus, if you want any live updates to see if we have left the van, make sure you check out our Instagrams because we're doing stories.
I'll share on there the moment we get that certificate. You will hear from us.
But thank you so much, guys. We honestly appreciate you all so much. Thank you for bearing through this time with us. See you guys next week.
Bye.